Come in.
Hi, I'm Brianna.
Hi, how are you? I'm Donnesha. I'm a clinical social worker here at the school. How are you feeling today, Brianna?
Not good. I could be better.
Okay. So, can you tell me a little bit of what's going on? Why you don't feel good? What brought you here?
I've been experiencing some issues with determining what I'm going to do after I graduate because I am a college student here on campus. And I've been struggling with deciding what I'm going to do as far as looking for jobs or trying to find an apartment and move out on my own and deciding where to move to.
Okay. So I'm just wondering, what made you seek help with this, and what made you decide to come in today and do something about that issue?
Because the pressure of the situation was starting to get to me, I kind of feel like I was reaching my breaking point, and it's about to bust.
Okay. So you're feeling a lot of pressure. So tell me a little bit about that. What does pressure look like to you? What does it? Yeah. What does it look like to you?
Pressure looks like I'm in a dark tunnel with no lights, and the walls are closing in on me.
A dark tunnel. So, and how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel as if I'm suffocating, which leads to my anxiety attacks.
Okay. Well, have you tried to manage this issue before,
Yes,
or have you had this issue before?
yes, I have. Usually, I just smoke.
So you handle the situation by smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Were you a smoker previously to before this issue?
No, I'm not really a routine smoker, but I have smoked before in the past. Like I don't just buy packs on a regular basis, but I believe it only happens when I'm having this problem in my life.
Have you tried any other methods of handling this issue or addressing this?
No, I haven't.
All right. Tell me this, Brianna. Can you remember a time in your past when you felt the same way when you started to smoke?
Yes, I experienced this situation in high school actually, when I was about to graduate and go to college.
Okay. And were you feeling those same? You were feeling those same issues of pressure and.
Yes, and I was having severe anxiety attacks.
So, let's say that you went to sleep one day or one night, and you woke up the next day, and everything was perfect. Can you describe that perfect day to me?
The perfect day without experiencing these issues that I have currently would consist of a bright sunny day with no overwhelming issues, no anxiety attacks. I will have a clear view or a basis of what I want to do in my life, and I will be doing it, such as having a career and having a home and financial stability.
Okay. So those things are good. Those sound like things that you want, something that you desire. So I'm going to ask you a scaling question. On a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being just say that, oh, I don't feel like I can do this, or I don't have enough confidence in myself to do this, and with 10 being feeling the most confident and I can do this, no benefit of doubt, I can do it. What would you say? Where would you say that you fall in, that you are reaching that miracle path of what you just described to me?
I would say I'm at about a 5 or a 6.
Okay, 5 or a 6. So a 5 or 6 is just telling me that you're in the middle. You're not sure if you can or if you can't. You just need a little extra push. So can you tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 of how willing you are to reach that goal or to start that path?
A 9.
Okay. So do you have any idea of what the next step would be? How would you move toward that goal?
I guess the next step would be, looking for ways to first manage my anxiety, and then starting the job search, and then from there looking for, once I land a job, I guess the next step would be finding an apartment or a home rather.
Okay. Do you have any time frame or anything that you will want to do first? Like you said, find a home and finding a job. About how much time would it take for you to do that?
Well,
It might be more of I'm asking, when do you feel like you're going to start making those changes?
maybe I don't. It's overwhelming because my anxiety. I feel like my anxiety holds me back. So I don't really think I can put a date on it until I can find ways to manage my anxiety and not feel like I'm being pressured into making this decision.
So, in what ways can you manage your anxiety? Um,
Maybe finding a hobby or some relaxation techniques to help me, such as maybe walking. I like to read, so maybe reading.
you like to read, and walking, that is a good way. Um, any other ways?
Um, not none off the top of my head. Um, if I'm not in class or something of that nature, I'm pretty much reading.
Okay. So, with you handling those issues through walking and reading and through those hobbies that you just told me about, how can that change your situation? How do you think that would change the way you feel? Would it help your smoking habits? Do you still feel like you would smoke?
Not necessarily. I don't think I would smoke if I reached towards reading a book first or decide to go walking. Because I really am desire to find ways to not smoke and be able to manage my problems without feeling overwhelmed.
Okay. So, if I ran into you, let's say a year from now, and you have made some changes in your life, what could you tell me about yourself? What has changed about yourself? What are some things that you have, some paths that you have taken? Tell me a little bit about that.
In my eyes, a year from now, I would hope that I would no longer be having anxiety attacks, and that I can tell you that I have found a job that I love, and tell you that I have found a home, and that I'm working towards, maybe moving in the same path, to help someone else manage their same issues if they need it. Because the meeting with you, if I'm developing and I'm doing good and overcoming these issues, the meeting with you will have started that, will have initiated that.
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, I feel like you could definitely do that. And through this meeting, Brianna, I feel like we have come to a conclusion, that you're having some issues with your anxiety and your pressure. And I feel like it's coming from when you're getting ready to transition into something, when you're moving toward doing something. Like you said, when you graduated high school and you were coming to college, you felt that way and you started smoking. When you're at the point now that you're about to graduate college and it's time to move on into your career and do things, and you're still getting some of those same feelings back. So some of the things that you said that you could do to cope with those issues are to find some relaxation methods and to go walk and exercise, and so you won't feel as anxious and overwhelmed. You have said that you are willing to do it and you have a lot of motivation inside you, and you just have to, take the next step, which you said would be to
Find find ways to manage my anxiety,
Mhm.
and then start the job search and look for an apartment.
All right. And those are good ways that I feel like you could very well do that if you take those next steps and be motivated about that. So if I ran into you a year from now, and you'll be able to say, "Hey, I've made some changes in a positive way. I'm not having those anxiety attacks."
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have any questions for me?
Could we set up another appointment, a follow-up appointment, to maybe discuss, what has happened since our last meeting?
Sure. Yeah, and in that appointment, we could definitely do that. And in that appointment, I would want you to tell me what has changed from this appointment to the next one when you come in. I want you to write down some of the moments where you feel or you start feeling anxious, or any other times that you start to feel anxious. Write that down and bring it back to me and tell me what's changed from those two times. And also, won't you try? I'd like to call it a surprise task. So you're gonna do it. Let's just say for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Do something different that you haven't been doing before.
Something different.
Yeah, I can't tell you because it's a surprise.
Okay.
So just do something different for yourself, or you can do it for anybody else. It just might make you feel better about yourself, and it might help you make with your anxiety and everything. It might make you feel better. So do something for somebody, or do it for yourself. When you come back to the next session, tell me what that task was that you did, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, I thank you, Dr. McKenzie, for taking time out to talk to me today. I
Mhm.
feel like we might be moving in a positive direction.
Not we, you.
Correct.
You are moving in a positive direction. And you are welcome. Thank you for coming to see me.
Mm-hmm.
And I look forward to the next session.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.